After over 10 years of educating, lobbying, and advocating one of our local ministry partners, they were able to successfully convince lawmakers to criminalize the purchase of sex services here in Israel.
Israeli lawmakers are advancing a bill that would impose heavy fines on the clients of prostitutes.
So yesterday we had historic vote prohibiting prostitution for the first time here in Israel.
This opens up the door for rehabilitation for 14,000 women, men, and children who are trapped in the sex industry. With this concept of KitePride, you wanted to help these women and men who were in a tough spot. Why offer them a job?
Because their problem is really that they have an empty CV. They have nothing to present. Whenever they decide to leave the job, they have nowhere to go because nobody has trained them. They've known the streets pretty much all their life. It was actually a response to a cry of one of the victims that I've met face to face. And she said, you know, I don't need pity, I need a job. And that was the cry of every single person who I laid hands on because I went into the brothels and helped them. And they all said, you know what, we don't feel sorry for us. We need another job.
Through the process of providing them jobs and providing them a way out, you guys have been kind of doing it alone up until now, right?
Yeah, we've raised funds abroad mainly, not even within the country. We haven't received any governmental support until now, and churches got behind us, private people, friends. It was really just starting from scratch. We want to see way more people rehabilitated, but because we fundraised ourselves from the very beginning, we only have had a limited amount of money to use because we pay every single person who comes here from the very beginning. We pay them a salary. This is not just a place where it's not occupational therapy. This is a job that they earn their money and go and pay their bills, and they learn different skills in life and just to lead an independent lifestyle. And now with the government coming on board, we can scale it and just really say, hey, this is how many we can do. This is the funds we're getting. We can employ more people to help more people. And it's just a win-win. And we're going to be able to rehabilitate up to 100 people in the next 3 years. We offer them training, like from Microsoft is offering their help, and then we will place them in different jobs, not only at KitePride. So it'll be a form of education, and while we are the umbrella of it, it's really together with the government. We've been able to employ 3 more social workers who are going to help us, and human resources, a person who's going to help place them, and so it's a big deal. And while we stand firm to what we believe, we tell them we build our values on the Bible. Well, we would not be able to do open Bible studies here at this facility with our people. But I love the fact that we can just live the love and live the life of Jesus, and they'll just see it and they'll ask. And we have had one of the girls ask questions. I was able to take her to a conference abroad. Outside of everything, she got saved. She came back and she's still following Yeshua.
It's so inspiring because it's actually seeing lives transformed, one after another. Even if it's slowly, it's every single step matters.
Yeah, and it really is about the one, because we cannot present numbers, but for God, every single one counts.
Tell me about what's happening right here. It's a pretty big order.
Yeah, we're super stoked because we love it when companies get on board our vision to actually provide unique, one-of-a-kind gifts for their employees, and at the same time they're making an impact and empowering our people who sew the bags.
So there's something on here that's specifically for the company?
Yeah, so we offer co-branding for companies. So this is a big order from Microsoft, and we've added a print of a girl who was, earlier on this year, she was murdered by her boyfriend. And her parents approached us and asked if we could take her art into our concept because they loved what we were doing, empowering women who had experienced either domestic violence or sex trafficking victims or forced prostitution. And so it really fit into what we were doing. So we actually do a very normal job intake. We want them to be treated as though they would approach a normal new job. So they have to come for an interview, they have to present themselves. We don't ask for their CV because that's exactly the daunting part of it, because they have no CV, they have nothing to show us. But we want them to have an interview, to prepare, to say, you know, tell us their motivation of coming to work, and then we just see how they fit in, and we teach them to sew, we teach them design, they can even cook for our meal every single day. There's so many opportunities.
You've already seen so much progress and so much transformation. What does the future look like?
Well, we dream of many of these locations opening up everywhere. It doesn't have to be KitePride, but just the whole concept of reintegrating these people, giving them jobs, giving them opportunities, empowering them to live their dreams. Anyone can do it, but you have to start. And we have the idea, we have the experience, we're very happy to share. We'd love to see it as a movement growing and just people adopting this model and making it work for their local communities.
The idea of providing a job for someone who that's all they've known it's one of the most important things that could probably ever happen to them, you know, because it's their way out.
This is a place where they will come to every single day, but they might not walk into a church building, and that's what I love about it. We can live church 24/7.
There's not much more I can say based on what we just saw, but I love how God continues to pour hope in the hopeless, to bring people from darkness to light, out of captivity and into freedom. As a monthly partner, you helped launch this program where 100 women and men are going to come out of the sex industry over the next 3 years. I hope this helps you feel connected to the impact that you're having on lives here in Israel. We'll see you next time on Heart and Soul.